What's going on here? That was sudden. Man. Let's turn that down. What's going on here? Here we are once again, as promised. Do some more work on these guys. Gonna get some spackling done. Spackling. Or as I like to say, texturing the bases. Gonna do some of that today. Don't know how long we'll be on. Maybe all night. Who knows? See if Kyle joins us. Dizzy, Karma, all the rest of the gang here. See what kind of nonsense we could come up with. No shortage on that. Here we go once again. Let's get our spackle all mixed up. Add a little paint. Get this all set. Actually, before I do this, kind of jumping ahead here, I gotta paint the bases a little bit. There's some bare metal showing, so I gotta take care of that. Yeah. So how you doing, folks? What's going on out there in the world? 74 degrees, partly sunny here in the east coast of the United States of America. 74 degrees. Not bad. It is definitely partly sunny, for sure. Not as clear as the day as yesterday. Chat's a little late today, of course. That's our tradition here. Gets later and later and later. So finally I'm on. Let's go to Discord and unmute so I can hear folks. Pop in there. Maybe we'll see Jesse too. Maybe. He disappeared on me yesterday. Probably playing video games. What's his jam, I guess. So yes, let's get some brown paint. Mix that in with the spackle when we get to it. And what else did I need? Different shade of brown, maybe? Do I want to use this? I guess so. It's a nice cheap craft paint. Let's give this a good shake out. So we'll get that going. What am I hearing in the background? This is too loud. Oh. Get a little water going in here. Thin this paint a little bit. Probably should put it on my palette. 'Cause right now some of the metal is showing on the bases, and of course I should have done this beforehand instead of waiting until I put it on the base. Put them on their base. The black primer is showing too. So we're just going to go over this. Kind of earth it up a little bit before we put the spackling on. Kind of hide any metal in the bases. That kind of thing. Yeah, I should have done this before. But that's okay. That's okay. No worries. I want to fret over minor things. Coffee's good today. Boy, right here's a problem. It's tight in there. Damn. I'm shaking today. I don't think I ate. Did I eat today? Probably not. Not good. It's funny I don't notice these things until I start painting. Yup. Funny indeed. That looks good. Perfecto. Not bad. Not bad. That's one. I only have 6 bases to do. So it's no big deal here. 6 bases. We're going to put on some brown paint. And we're going to spackle it. That's all. Nothing major. I think I'm live on Dash of Elan today too. Should be. That was what I did yesterday. So maybe you guys are watching from there. My other channel, historical wargaming channel, wargaming in general. I don't think I put my 40K over there though. Probably should. Seems appropriate. It's wargaming, right? Ooh, one thing I keep forgetting is not to drink coffee when I get streaming. Ooh, wowzers. But like I always say, it's all right. It's okay. Because it is. La da 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 da. Yeah, we'll see who joins us today. I'm not sure, because it is kind of late. Maybe those guys thought maybe I wasn't going to do one today. I don't know. Messages were sent. You guys don't want to hear me chattering all night, do you? Let's get some folks in here. Talked to a lot of folks yesterday. Good friend Iron Man popped in. I had to shut the stream off inadvertently last night. Freaking OBS locked up. I don't know how I was still streaming. Yeah, so the screen just froze. I couldn't do anything. So I just shut her down. See the chat there getting active. 1 second here as I pop some paint in here. Boom, boom. That looks good. That'll be base number 2. Oops, got a little extra paint where I shouldn't. Not paying attention. Oh, Zadarok. How you doing, Zadarok? Zadarok, all the way from Ohio. Right, Zadarok? You're still over there? You're not with... I never know when you guys are away. I know Squirrel's always traveling. Sometimes you make the journey too. I think he's home. I stopped keeping track. There we go, it's 2 bases. Doing well. Awesome. I imagine we'll see the squirrel following behind you. Where is he? What's going on here? Just started, Zadarok. Got this fantastic headlamp on today. I love it. I use it all the time now. I'm home. He's working out of town. Oh, he's working again. Well, he's been working a lot. Is that unusual, or is this the normal par for course for him? Like he comes back for a few days or a week, and then he's gone for a week or 2 or 3. I don't think 3. It's an on-call job. Boy. That'd be pretty rough. Must be good money. Huh, that brush is twisted. It's warped. Must be good money. Keeping you going anyway. I imagine they pay all the travel expense. I would hope. Yeah, feast or famine. Feast or famine. I get it. Yes, I do. What do you think I'm doing on here right now? Time to work. Boy, and I am exhausted. This past month has been pretty rough. Where's Yelp? But it's fun, right? Coming on here, streaming. Among other things, though, there's other things going on, so it's not just painting. Although I think just that would wear me out. At least in front of the screen. Something about the laptop and going online just wears me out. Draining me. I could just see my life energy being sucked from me as I sit in front of this screen. Do this every day for hours and hours. Not including sitting here watching YouTube. Actually, I do that on my TV. At least I could get away from it from a distance anyway. Big ass screen. Let me see, did I send out any messages? I think I did. I haven't heard from anybody. What's going on? If I'm late a half an hour, nobody even responds. What's going on here? These knuckleheads. Got a bunch of knuckleheads here. Yeah. Knuckleheads, I say. Every one of them. Yeah. That's okay. Me and you can hang out. Me and you guys can hang out. We'll try and keep the converse going here. But what's challenging, I think I talked about everything the past few days. I don't know what's left to talk about. Wowzers. Guess we could talk about the hobby. Or maybe we'll get crazy and talk about something a little bit more outlandish, maybe even controversial. Some folks prefer that. Not me, but that's okay. Da 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 da. What did I do there? Got the Discord screen up. Hold on, let me get that out of there. Get that out of there. And where's my painting camera? Let's put that up too. As you can see, something. It's sedentary work. Being tired comes with it, sitting in front of a computer. Yeah, it does. It's not my preferred way to work, as you know. It is particularly draining. But I enjoy talking with you guys. I do enjoy that. Helps me to paint. Some other folks enjoy it as well for that purpose. A little ambience. As long as I got something to talk about. And that is the challenge. Especially when you sit here alone. At least in the beginning. It's a lonely place. It's so lonely. So what news do you bring, Zetarock? Anything going on that you've heard through the grapevine? Anything interesting? Any new recipes to share? Oh boy. Some homesteading goodness? Yes, indeed. Secrets of the homesteaders. I can't wait to get my garden back running and ripping next year. I said that last year. Man, I should have been moved into that house this spring. But it's turning out to be a challenge. Not a big one, but a challenge. There we go. That's number 3. We're halfway through these. I made homemade potato soup. I thought you were going to say potato salad. I was hoping for potato salad. Soup will do. Soup will do. That's okay. I saw salad there. Let's read. Homemade potato soup and biscuits for dinner. Potato soup. Did you use the crock pot today? Was there any crock pot action today? Boy, I got to get me a crock pot. That sounds good, Zedarak. Homemade biscuits. I don't eat bread a lot. I might have 2 slices a day. Always toasted. But that's it. Of course, when I break out the pizzas, things change and I'm getting all that bread in there that way, but I don't know, I'm not a fan of it. But I do love bread though. Fresh bread, oh man. Covered in butter, just melting. There's nothing like the smell of freshly made bread. Nothing like it. Especially when it's coming out of the oven. As opposed to a bread maker, which a lot of people use. I like the good old-fashioned. Right out of the oven. Country baked bread. Smells of the country. Includes baked bread, baked goods, as well as cow manure. And that's part of the allure. Guy up the road where I live, I think he was the last cow farm in my area here. At least within 10 miles. He's right up the road. He was running a cow dairy farm for quite a while. So we always had that smell going. If you grow up in the country, it's actually part of the ambience here. Country smells. Two more. I actually used soup, pot, and stove. Yeah, I figured you did. For some reason I was thinking crock pot. Boy, love me a crock pot. I'll have to get one. Load it up and leave it. Soup in a stove. It's a really quick, cheap recipe for the soup. I bet you'll have to put that in there. Potato soup. I like those quick, easy ones. They're making lots of fresh bread soon. Squirrel got some cast iron cookware. And there's a Dutch oven pot. Nice. Makes wonderful bread. He knows how to do it. He knows what to look for. His priorities are correct. I know you use that crock pot all the time. My mom used one all the time. Well, not all the time. She had a couple of them, I think. I don't think I know where those are anymore. Yeah. But I'll definitely look into getting one when I get moved. It's one of the things I'm gonna focus on. Gonna be doing a lot. Get that garden going, get the old crock pot, do a lot of canning, do some canning. Yeah, can some of those fall veggies that come in. Yeah, post away. Keep the recipes coming. I've been known to copy and save some of those recipes that I see on the internet. Where's my... Let me get my towel here. Tomorrow is my pizza day. Like every other week, I just splurge on pizza. Thursdays are my kind of a day off. I think I still paint though, but in the evenings I disappear. That's my pizza day. It's my cheat day. I eat all kinds of garbage. Not healthy. Just let myself go. Take a break. Let's go on over to Google. What is this called anyway? Google Chat? Google Space? I don't know what this app is called anymore. Google something. Dum dum dum. Sororitas, the Sisters of Battle. $6.13. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. Oh, man. Evan. Awesome. How you doing, Evan? Boy, am I in the mood for bananas. I love bananas. The healthiest fruit in the world, especially when they get a little too ripe, but they are good. Sweet. I'm working on learning to can and prep food for long-term storage. Fresh food, get away from store-bought processed food. Yeah, me too. I was pretty amazed. Saw some videos of people canning things like salads. Fresh salads, you know, with the lettuce and cucumbers, all that. I know you can can this stuff. Cucumbers, you know, they get pickled and everything else. Tomatoes, but not like this. They're actually putting a fresh salad in there with chunks of, you know, various vegetables in it. I mean, you could eat it right out of the jar. But they were canning that. I didn't look too deep into it, but that's interesting. That would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice to break out a salad? I remember growing up and all the canned food was like always in almost liquid form. Cucumbers were always in a big jar of pickling stuff. Pickles, basically. Tomatoes. You know, it'd be like stewed tomato, you know, it'd never be fresh tomato. And cabbage. Trying to think what else was canned. It was always kind of liquidy, you know, in water. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That would be nice to do. I guess you could can most anything, right? I remember canning water. Something we all should do, right? Sustain yourself. Save some money, not just for survival. We're talking about save a lot of money, which I guess is survival, right? Spend so much money on freaking garbage. It's ridiculous. We're bred to become consumers. That's all it is. That's our society today. That's modern society. Post-industrial age. That's all it is. We are bred to be consumers. Nothing lasts long. Everything's consumed. There's nothing left after you spend your money. Consume. That's all it is. I need Kyle here. I'm going to start ranting again. Yeah. And what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to start canning food. You're going to grow your own food. That's what you're going to do. You're going to not eat so much. That's another crock. Human body can go, what, a month without eating? It could survive. And yet here we are eating 3 times a day. I get it, especially if you're active and stuff. I don't think you need to eat that much, to be honest with you. I really don't. It's a luxury. It's a convenience to do so, but I don't think we need to. I think we'd be quite comfortable even eating once a day. But that's not what's put in our psyche. Government tells us otherwise. Corporations tell us otherwise. Yep, I'm going to go on a rant in a minute here. I got to watch. Could watch. You guys don't want me ranting again, do you? Save that for other streams. Let's keep our hobby in focus here, right? Cross-eyed here. These guys are particularly crowded. Come on, you guys, spread out. Can't get the paint in there without getting it all over the place. We must be careful. We must be very careful. Indeed. That's so tight there, I can't get the brush down. Yep, got a little bit on the bayonet. Can't have dirty bayonets. Let's wash that off. Okay. You are so right. Work on can and prep food. You were so right. Oh, don't get me started. I can rant for hours about the state of life nowadays. Yeah, right? I think we all can. We all know. I think the government thinks we're absolute stupid. they've made it so it's hard to do anything. So change isn't something that happens too quick, which is a shame. A lot of things ain't right. Yeah. But got to keep our focus. Keep ourselves right. Take care of ourselves and each other. That's something else that bothers me that I could rant about. We live in a culture of individualism, materialistic individualism. Individualism. There's no, not entirely, but the whole idea of community isn't easy to attain these days. You see a lot of online communities, but you need to go beyond that. Again, like indigenous cultures and cultures of the past, pre-Christian cultures, they were very community-based. I hinted at this yesterday. I was talking about what? I was talking about how they valued wisdom and age and elders far more than we do in today's society, which is very true. But another thing that was quite different is today it's all about individuals, money, taking care of yourself, being independent or dependent on the government. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. Everybody lived in communities, extended families, which is still a thing in China and some Asian countries as well. But the type of community back then was much different. People lived in villages and they provided, they helped each other, they cared for each other. You got the guy down the road, he does blacksmithing. You got the guy up the road, he's a farmer. There was all this and you were tight. People helped each other, cared for each other. It wasn't about the individual and materialism. Villages were able to sustain themselves. Whole communities sustain themselves as a community. We don't have that anymore. We're all broken up into our own little bubbles of self-preservation. And can't say I'm very happy about that myself. I say we return to the old ways. Which is what I try to do anyway, right? That's what I'm about. I think if you and Squirrel were close by, we'd be a community. We'd be watching out for each other, right? That's kind of what we have here, though, right? And that's what I'm all about, communities, even if it is online. Because that can become something more. But yeah, we've got that very similar type of community. We take care of each other. We send each other stuff. We're supporting each other. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. I like that. Sharing recipes. Yeah. That's what we need today. That's what we really need. We've gone the wrong route in our evolution of humanity. We've taken the wrong route. This technology thing is being abused. We're on the brink of losing our existence because of it. Everything's about convenience as opposed to just surviving. If a major disaster hit today, what would happen? We'd all just be gone. There'd be nothing left because we don't know how to survive. We live by convenience alone, pretty much. Everything's convenient. Yeah, see, I'm starting to rant. We're going to pull back the reins here a little bit so I don't get too crazy. You have to make another channel for this stuff. That's the Squirrel philosophy. Community and take care of each other. Yeah. The old ways. We need to come back to that. In so many ways, we need to go back to that before we've totally forgotten ourselves. I mean, our culture today breeds separating ourselves from nature and from the world. When in reality, we're part of nature. You can't take us out of nature. We're supposed to be in this, not build concrete highways and roads and cities. Get, pesticides and everything, just kill everything. Dominate the world. Yeah. You'd be surprised. Be surprised. Hold on a second. Da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Of course, you know what? You see a lot of people doing the communal life these days. They buy out little plots of land as a group and they self-sustain themselves. They live in little communities. The Mennonites do that. A lot of indigenous... well, I don't know about them. If you go out west to some of the reservations, they're their own country, basically, really. But they kind of live like us, too. Not like really a community, but not always. There's well, we can get into details of that at some other time. There's a lot of clan stuff there, too, actually. But a lot of people do that. In Europe, same thing. So it's a thing. I think it's always been a thing. Hippies did it in the 60s and 70s. Of course, they didn't really last long. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about hippies. We're not talking about hippies, Karma.
Oh.
Not at all. No, I'm talking about community life and people living in, in communes type of thing, like Mennonites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me and Zadarok are here talking about all the bad things in today's modern culture and society. How we need to return to the old ways. I don't know how fond of that you'd be, because you're making a living. You're gonna be making a living doing digital work, Miss Technology.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wouldn't really particularly like to go back to traditional way of painting.
Yeah, can't have that going on. So how you been? What's going on?
I had a busy morning. Had some people over. They just left, so finally the house is quiet enough to join in and see how you were faring.
Good,
Maybe
good.
get some art done.
There you go. Crack out the digital stuff. Let's get cracking. I'm working on my 6 bases here of infantry. I'm going to tidy up the bases a little bit, and then I'm going to put on some spackling for texture to make it look like earth. And then we're going to let them set and dry till tomorrow. So that's the plan. Progress. That's what I'm doing. And we'll see who else pops in to say hello as we sit here and talk about community.
I was talking with Kyle, and he said he'll probably be around later, but he's got a busy day today.
Is he still at work?
I think he's still at work. I haven't heard from him in a bit, but then I know he said he has an appointment as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Feel free to, if you do your art, feel free to stream it, and I'll put it up on the stream
Sure. I'm just gonna
if you want.
yeah, I'm just gonna set that up. Takes me a second to kind of get everything, all my windows where I want them to be, and find a reference that I want to work with. So when I'm ready to start putting pen to paper,
Okay.
or figuratively, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah. Squirrel philosophy. I watched a little bit of Critical Role last night. I haven't watched in years.
New Critical Role?
Yeah, Campaign 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Watched a little of that. Go ahead, what?
Oh, I said I watched the original.
That's the best one.
Yes.
Second one was okay. It was fun. The third one, though, is kind of wacky. I watched the original, maybe the first dozen episodes of Campaign 3, and it was alright. I was following along. Then I kind of took a break, and then I didn't come back to it. It was kind of silly. I mean, the one guy's playing like a robot type thing. You know, fresh cut grass is his name.
Oh my gosh.
That's what's his name? I can't think of his name. The funny guy.
Travis? Sam?
Is it, no. Sam Riegel, yeah, Sam Riegel.
Yeah.
Him. He's playing a little freaking robot. Goes around on wheels. But I don't know. It's okay. But the episode I was watching last night, I guess the recent one, they were very, very slow with it and very dramatic stuff. You know, the soap opera stuff was going on, which is okay. But, you know, if I haven't watched, so I don't know what's going on, so I kind of get bored of it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the rest
need
of
to
it.
Need to know ahead of time kind of what's going on there. Make a lot of sense out of all the drama, why it's dramatic.
Yeah. It's good stuff, though. Even Campaign 3, it's good stuff to watch. It's entertaining. So, I like it.
Had a chance to watch it in a long while, but I enjoyed watching the first campaign when I was watching it. You know, I really liked Travis, who played Grog.
Mm-hmm.
He was very amusing to me. I liked his personality in this character.
Yep. Scanlan.
He grew on me. At first, I didn't like him.
Pike.
I feel like almost a resonance with the player. I don't know her name, unfortunately, but she seems to, at least in the beginning, be new to the role playing scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And she's since kind of gotten more into it, and I feel like I'm right there with her, like exactly feel the same way.
Yeah, her thing, they were all kind of new to it really in the beginning, but she was the hardest to figure out what was going on, the slowest to catch on with how it all worked and everything, because she was never around to play very much.
That's right.
She was doing that television series.
I mean, more power to her. That's amazing, but it kind of sucks that, but not everybody can be there, especially if they're like filming their very first D&D stream on some special place. Like, I remember she wasn't really there in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. That was my favorite one, though. Campaign 1. That was good stuff.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
More like a traditional fantasy game, if you could call it that. Second campaign was pretty fun. But the third one got a little wacky. I think they did it intentionally because they want to change it up. You know, they want to have more of a cosmopolitan feel to the setting and what they're doing. So there's even more role play with NPCs anyway. See ya. But I did watch it last night. Oh. How you doing, Cal, in the chat there? No pigs yet. Took me a minute to figure out what you meant by that, but yeah, they're under the table. I'm taking it easy this week. They're coming. They're coming. I'm going to finish these off this week, and then for sure you're going to see them on the table next week, if not late this week. Maybe even today. Start scratching them up. There's Arn Man. How you doing, Arn? Ugh. Pig Wars. No. He's talking about those miniatures, the pig-faced orcs. I got a commission to do them. I planned on working on them this month, but yeah, I got sidetracked with this little part 2 to the commission here. Doing some infantry to go along with the cav and artillery I finished. How you doing, Nerdy? Boy, everybody's popping in at once. Did somebody stop streaming? Was Max streaming or something? What is today? It's Wednesday. Who streams on Wednesday? Besides me. Biggest Geekus? I think he's Tuesday. Oh, wait a minute. I know who streams today. The Gatekeepers. Pigs in Space. I remember that. The Muppet Show. Where men were men and pigs were money. Well said, Iron Man. Pig Wars. Dark Ages, baby. Cal says I'm putting more orcs together from War Games Atlantic. Anyway, just saying hi. Must go to a second job. All right, Cal. Good luck on that, Cal. DM James was streaming. That's what it was. Oh, you guys piled in here at one time, so I figured somebody's been streaming. DM James. I think I talked to him a couple weeks ago. Just walked the dog and dropped out of James Gang stream. Yeah, it was DM James. That's what it was. They are all too much experts for my world today, says Iron Man. Gatekeepers is in the evening. Yeah. Well, they did around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Cal says DD will be at 4 too, but I can't mod if I'm working. DD. Nerdy Ogre says, hi, Karma.
Hello.
I got Karma in here keeping me company. She's doing some digital work, possibly, likely.
Oh, you know what? I gotta just fix this one thing, and I'm situated to start that. You guys make me feel responsible enough to work more often. I'm getting a lot done.
That's right. Cracking the digital whip. That's what we're doing. Reminds me of the last episode, Sunday, when Cypher came into the room full of monsters cracking a whip.
That's right. Did the 4 damage, and then I healed it right away by accident.
Yeah, and then there was that. Get a hold of yourself, Karma.
I was confused that whole fight.
Yeah, that was lethal. Lethal. And it almost got Bjorn. It almost got him. Boy, that would have been brutal. Yep. Hot day today, says Arn Man. Not bad here. It's 72. Comfy. Cloudy,
been inside all day. I haven't gone outside to see, but it looks hot. Look out the window.
So, you're up in Connecticut with Rachel, but you guys talked, and decided how far apart are you?
Pretty far apart, at least
Really?
probably the entire state apart.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I'm on one end and she's on the other,
You're on opposite sides of the state.
at least. Yeah.
Of course, Connecticut isn't that big.
No, it would still be an hour or so, or maybe more before I would be able to meet up with Rachel in Connecticut. It'd be a drive. Definitely would be a drive.
That'd be cool. You'd probably get along. She is as nerdy as you get, especially with games. Uh, she's Connecticut is about 4 hours from me. Yeah, that's about right. And yeah, about 4 hours. I've been through Connecticut many times. Beautiful, beautiful drive through
Yes.
Connecticut. I used to go through it every time I went to Massachusetts and back again to PA. Did that like every other month
Oh wow.
for a year and a half. Yeah. Be right back. I gotta go to the little ogre's room, says Nerdy. Gotcha, Nerdy. Gotcha. Gotcha. Diversity in Dragons. That's a good channel. He hits a lot of hot points. Cal likes controversy. He likes to follow the controversial stuff in our hobby. That's what he does. He's always popping in those channels. A little controversy. Yeah. Our man's the opposite, as am I. Like I said many times, a video or a stream should leave you happy and excited and full of promise and what's the word? Positivity at the end of it, right? Should make you mad, ready to stomp on the floor. And man, I've watched some videos that make me want to just give up the hobby. Man. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the controversy stuff. Everything cycles, folks. Everything is cycles. No matter what you do, the circle keeps turning. Things don't always stay the same, and when they get bad, they eventually come back around again. That's the way history works. That's the way nature works. That's the way life works. So don't get too riled. What's bad now will be positive in the future, one way or the other. There's nothing we can do about that, regardless of what folks might tell you. Karma's scratching her head. Am I in the right chat?
It's the philosophical
Yeah.
chat tonight.
Yep, I get a little philosophical at times.
There we go.
I occasionally break into rants, which I'm going to avoid doing today. I had to stop myself twice already in this stream. What's going on? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Got Karma keeping the tabs on things. She'll crack the whip as needed. Stay on track here. He investigates well. Yeah, I like his channel. I like it. As long as he doesn't get too carried away. What is OCR? OCR? I don't know. Acronym for something. Adios, says Cal. Take care, Cal. You be safe. I'll be here for a bit. Arn says, I've stopped subscribing to most of the channels of OSR, guys. Let me scroll up. Really not healthy and made me start to hate the hobby. Exactly. I mean, I don't want to go too far with this subject, but I'm telling you, some of these folks in the OSR are just as bad as the other side. It's just, they're doing the same stuff, only reverse mentality. I'm sick of that nonsense. But anyway, OSR, John, stands for Old School Renaissance or Old School Rules. I'm not a big fan of the acronym, but, you know, I've used it. I prefer the term traditional gaming. Object Character Recognition. OCR. I missed the philosophical portion, says Nerdy Ogre. Yeah, you did. He's finally back from the little ogre's room. How you doing, Nerdy? Welcome back. Doing my spackling today, texturing. So I'm letting these dry. Oh, got a stream going. I'll show you guys what Karma's working on. Everybody looks forward to that. Let's see, watch stream. Blink. There we go. Oh. Let's go look at it over here. There we go. Let me put this on the screen now. Oh. Coffee. All right, let's see. Where is this now? Let's see. Windows capture. There it is. There we go. Let's make this a little bigger.
Okay.
Actually, let me do this. Make that a little bigger. There. You guys can see what Karma's up to.
Cool, thank you.
In Photoshop.
Pull up my reference. Oh, where did I put it? Okay.
I missed the philosophical portion. I would never run a game for the for YouTube influencers I have been watching in the... Wait a minute. I would never run a game for the YouTube influencers I have been watching in the past couple of years. I couldn't meet their expectations. Nerdy Ogre says, that's Iron Man. Nerdy Ogre says, if I had the money to spend, I'd commission a drawing from you. Right? Right?
I appreciate that.
Oh, he's in the chat, actually, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no, he's not in the chat. I'm looking at the screen funny. Sorry. That nerdy joined the voice chat. Yeah, he said that. So there you go, Karma. Telling you. She does take commissions. So save your pennies. When she's ready, she'll go full time. man agrees. Karma does good stuff.
Thank you. Everyone is very nice.
Bet you that motivates you.
That's very motivating.
It's the only reason she comes in these chats. 'Cause we feed her ego. Oh, she's awesome. She's great. She's fantastic. Why give her money? Why would you not come into the chat? That's true, though. It is definitely true. And let me shrink this a little bit. People will yell at me now. Hey, make her picture bigger again. Just make it a little smaller. Otherwise, you can't see me. I'm exciting, too. Come on. Gotta put spackling on bases. Everyone wants to see that. Ooh, cat injury. There it is. Newest cat injury. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, right there. There's that. Where is it? Right here. And then there's another one that really was bleeding hard right under here. Right in the soft spot. You got me good.
Getcha.
So I got 2 scratches there. I think that's about it this week.
That.
Yeah, just two scratches this week.
Nerdy ogre.
There he is.
Hi.
Can't hear you, Nerdy. Keep trying.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, can hear you.
Okay.
Dizzy's in the chat.
Oh,
Karma does good stuff. Karma, are you using a model or a picture to get the reference? SR man.
So I'm using a picture to get the reference. The one that I'm using for the pose inspired here is, let me copy it and bring it over so you can see it. This one.
Yeah,
hello?
very good. Hi, Nerdy. Can you hear us, Nerdy?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you. We're all good. Hello? Hello?
I'm just trying to figure out why my camera isn't working.
You'll get it. You'll get it. Let me make this a little bigger so we can see Nerdy's camera too. He's getting things all figured.
Okay. Oi! I don't know what happened here. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
You are.
Don't know what it is, but I'm getting it. Oh. Aha. There we go. Okay. I don't know. At least y'all can hear me, right?
Yep. Can hear you. Are you using push to talk or are you using...
No,
Alright.
no, I'm using I've got a headset. It's the camera that is giving me issues now. Oh well. It's not that important.
Just go to your settings, the little cog wheel. Make sure it's using the right camera. Don't just click default. Actually pick the camera. And then, once you got it chosen correct, make sure you turn it on in the chat. Same place that you mute your mic, you can also turn your camera on and off. We got you, nerdy.
The only option I have is default.
So, do you know what your default is? Should be your... Yeah, what is your default?
Should be. This camera right here that I've got, I don't.
Is it your cell phone, or are you using a laptop or a computer?
I'm using a computer.
All right, so whatever camera's on the computer, by default, that's what it should be. So make sure that's hooked up or working. There it is.
Right. Oh, here I are.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I have to have it to my left because I don't have the space behind me cleaned up, and I'm used to having the green screen behind me.
Gotcha.
So if you see me looking off to my right, that's because I'm looking at the screen.
Gotcha. So how you been, nerdy?
Oh, I've been all right.
Good.
And yeah, nothing major to report.
Yeah, same here, pretty much.
Just had a game go DOA on me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to get a Chaos Earth game going, and I got 2 people interested, and I've tried playing with like only 2 people before, and that never ends up well. So I'm going, minimum 3.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find a third person.
Well, that's too bad. Hey, you were just talking about that.
So I just told everybody that everything's. I'm going to call it DOA until I can find a third person. Hopefully everybody will be all lined up where we can get it going real quick.
So was it basically people just didn't have the right time schedule to play, or is it just people losing interest and not wanting to play?
I think it was an interest issue. Nobody really seemed to be interested except for the few people I had.
Yeah.
Oh well, que sera. I'll keep at it.
Yeah, don't give up.
Trying to get my game mastering chops.
Yeah.
But and it can't be a game master if you don't have players to play in the game to master.
Well, maybe you can get practicing with a different game, something a little bit more popular, maybe. I don't know. If there's any other game.
Well, I mean, my options are kind of limited as to what I have, and so I've got options. I've got Rifts, I've got Chaos Earth, I've got Ninjas and Super Spies, I've got Beyond the Supernatural, Heroes Unlimited, Recon, Splicers.
So where are all the Palladium fans? Why aren't they jumping at the bit to play?
I guess they don't have a lot of faith in the new game master. I don't know. Maybe they're just fans and don't really want to play. I mean, because it's like sports. You see all these fans are like, yeah, go team, go, and then it's like, hey, why don't you try it? No, I don't want to try out for the team.
Yeah, right.
It's like, rah, yeah, go Palladium. Hey, I got a game. No, I don't want to play a game.
Yeah, you want to talk about it, but you don't want to play it.
Yeah. Well, and I can't complain about it too much because that was kind of my problem. It's like, was like, for a while there, I was like, I want to play. It's like, yeah, I want to run a game. I want to run a game. And I was just talking about it, and then finally, just it's like, okay, there, nerdy ogre. You either got to put up or shut up. Either try to run a game or just shut up talking about it. And so, I'm trying.
Well, you know what I would do?
What would you do?
If I really got in a situation where I just could not get people to play, if I had at least one other, maybe two people, I'd still play the game. I would play the game so that I could practice, enjoy the role playing at least, because two people you can do more role play, and just play, and people will be more willing to join a campaign that's ongoing. You're going, or at least it's got to start and it's moving. I've found out something else. There is a trick to getting people to play in a game online. And what it is, instead of saying, hey, everybody, I'm getting this together. It'll take a month or 2 months to do it, but if you're interested, sign up now. Instead of doing that, because you have to spend all this time prepping and getting ready, and they're just waiting, maybe they get to roll characters, don't do that. On your end, get it set up to play. Get everything set up to play. Planned out, you know what's happening, you know what's going on, you're tight with the setting, you know where it's going to begin, this campaign, the story's set. When you're ready to go, drop of a hat, then say, hey, everybody, let's play. Because the first thing that comes to their mind is when we plan. You'd be able to say, I'm ready to play tomorrow. Or maybe next week. But you can afford, on your end, you can afford to wait for them. If it's the other way around and they have to wait for you, it's going to take too long and they're going to lose interest and they're going to fade away. So what I do is I hold back. I don't tell people I'm working on something. I try not to. I don't get people involved right away. I wait till I'm ready to go. And then I say, okay, we're going to play this next week. Come on, you guys, we're going to do this. Come on in if you want to play. Just, don't have that delay there. Because people lose interest. That's a big deal in online gaming. Trust me. That's what I learned.
Well, I mean, maybe I should do that. Just go ahead and write up. But what I've learned is that I have to like dig for people. I have to find them. So it's like, so if I get like just one person interested, I start getting the game ready. By the time I get two more people involved, I'll at least have the first adventure, and after that, we'll know. It's like, okay, is it worth sticking around for? Or is everybody going to stick around? Anybody going to leave? But so I like try to get them to line up there.
I've never had trouble finding people. I mean, if all the players that I've had, and I've gone through 24 players in the past 2 years, I find them all on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, it's probably going to be more challenging, but there are groups on Facebook specifically set up, in some cases for specific games or genres, of people just looking for games. It's so easy to find people on there. All my current players, except Jesse, are from Facebook. So finding players, for me, is actually really frickin' easy. I think a lot of it has to do with the game that you're going to play. Like, you're talking Palladium. That's not the most popular or well-known game, unfortunately, this day and age. But you should be able to find people in those communities to play. A lot of them, in fact. Enough to play.
Yeah.
Are you on Facebook, Nerdy?
Yeah, I am.
Well,
Actually, I don't think I'm on there as nerdy. But maybe I should just change my name. Change it to nerdy. But yeah, I'm on Facebook.
well, there you go.
But, I don't know. It's like maybe I shouldn't tell people that I'm a new game master, because that might. But then again, it's like I feel like I'm like lying to people. It's like because I want somebody to, because that, if somebody's a new game master, I'm not going to hold that against them,
Just say,
but
just
I'm going to
say,
set them at a different level. So, if, you have somebody's like, okay, yeah, I've been a forever GM for the past 15 years. I'm going to have a certain expectation for that. But if somebody comes up to me and says, hey, yeah, um, I'm new at being a game master, I'm still trying to, work at it and become better, I'm not going to have as high of an expectation as far as their skill because they're not as far along. And so it's like I try to be upfront. It's like, hey, look, I'm new. I'm trying to, it's like I'm trying to become better. That way, if they don't want to put up with a new game master, they don't. I'm not wasting their time.
yeah, just tell them you're newbie friendly. Don't say nothing about you. Just say newbie friendly so all the people coming in are new. Then you don't have to worry so much about your qualifications. Yeah, if you got an existing group, I could see myself running something like Palladium, just as a one shot for my current group. Hey, you want to try something new? But that's me. I've got a head start.
Yeah.
It's a little more challenging for you for a bunch of different reasons. But yeah, I get it.
I'm trying to build up a group. Sorry, I'm just sitting here watching Karma do her drawing, painting.
Yeah.
I don't know what was it.
It's great,
Is it
isn't
considered drawing, painting,
Digital painting, yeah.
digital painting? Okay. Okay. This is the ones that call it a drawing, making it sound like like a 5-year-old pinning something up on the refrigerator or something. Don't want to be insulting.
No worries, no worries.
Digital art. It's fascinating, actually, how she does this.
Yeah.
And she uses a little stylus pen, a little stylus to do this,
Yeah.
which is cool. Here I am thinking, oh, she's just moving with her mouse around. Boy, she must be really good then. Wow. No, she's got a little stylus.
Oh yeah, that's for
That's
sure.
cool.
I can never do that.
Yeah, once upon a time, many, many moons ago, I used to think I had some artistic talent. I was wrong.
What about talent?
Me having artistic talent.
Yeah, it's not about talent. Talent, I like to say, is how fast it takes you to learn something. The faster it takes you to learn something, the more talent you have. Skill is what you develop while you're learning a procedure or a hobby that really shows, that anybody who puts their mind to doing something can learn how to do it as long as they give it enough time.
Yeah. Well, I just I didn't have the talent for it, so I never developed the skill. And I mean,
It's hard.
I tried. It's like I tried. I had books. I had sketch pads. I had pencils and chalk and all that. The effort was there. It's just I gave up on it.
You could always pick that back up if it's a hobby or something you enjoy. Never too late to try. And also, it's really good, like relaxation, meditation, whatever you believe in. It's good for just drawing allows you to express yourself in a way that normally would be difficult to do if you didn't have an outlet. Some people choose music, some people choose art, some people will paint miniatures as a hobby. I'm assuming that you guys can relate, that I'm not just saying this for us digital artists out there.
Well, right now I'm trying to put together a backyard blacksmithing.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
gonna
really
try
cool.
gonna try my hand at that. But once I get it all set up, I'll really work at it.
Mm-hmm. That's really awesome.
Yeah, just I love watching those videos on YouTube of just these guys. They'll take a leaf spring from a rusted out, busted up truck, and then throw it into a fire, and bang, 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 out pops a beautiful sword or some sort of piece of art. So yeah, I'm really gonna work at that.
Good, good. That's just technical skill, all that. You can do it. You can learn to do it, however long it takes.
Yeah. Is this a commission or?
I have some LARP friends who have characters that just started like being together in character, and
Yeah.
I asked them if it would be okay if I used them as a model for a romance picture or something couples related because I wanted to draw like a couple for like practice.
Cool, cool.
Excellent. Well, you're starting from scratch on this, aren't you?
Caught me right at the very beginning.
She already did some fantastic character art for some of the other players in my campaign. It's really good stuff.
Thank you.
You're a Pathfinder.
Yeah, our Abomination Vaults campaign. Hmm. I'll try and get you in there too. Nerdy, get some experience playing online and that kind of thing. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll enjoy that, or Draktaman, or
Maybe
know.
you can do a one shot for us or something.
yeah, if he knows how to play the game. He's just building up his collection at the moment, so
Yeah. Rebuilding it. Some time ago, I had an incident with a storm came through and a tree came through the roof, and a lot of my books got wiped out, and so I'm trying to rebuild my collection.
Sure.
But yeah, it's like I got most of that collection with single money, and now I got married money, and so it's.
there you go. Good thinking,
I
good
mean,
thinking, Nerdy.
fortunately for me, is like, see, this is this is one of the books that
Yep.
survived,
Nice.
Yep.
so you can tell it's seen better days, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still in one piece. But yeah, it's like fortunately, my wife, she's she doesn't try to like stop me from playing or having a hobby or anything like that.
Yeah, that's
That's
good.
So yeah, I've heard some horror stories where people's spouses are like, you need to grow up and you
Yep.
need to get a real hobby or something. It's like,
Yep.
what is a real hobby?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, no, I lucked out. I got a good one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Jesse, of course, isn't so lucky, but he manages to play. Yeah, he's got it pretty rough.
It's bad.
First thing I'd do, I'd bring her into the hobby. If she didn't like my hobby, well, you don't look out with me. It's that simple. I remember my one friend. He lives out in Colorado or out west somewhere. He's still dating and stuff. He's got a son and everything. He has a whole game room in his house, and he was telling me how whenever he brings his dates over to the house, they always see his game room, the date. He said, "Oh, what's that about?" He said, "Oh, that's my son's room." That's his hobby room, but he doesn't tell him. I said, "Dude, you can't do that. You got to bring her in. Let her know."
Yeah. Tell
Man.
her. I was like, yeah, that's my hobby room.
That's his son's room.
I play.
Games and toys.
Yeah, and so I knew a guy. He was in the hobby and he does real estate, and he decorates his office
Yeah.
with a lot of toys and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's like because it really helps him out because none of them are like irreplaceable collectible stuff, you know. So it's like while he's talking to mom and dad, he gives the kid a little toy to play with and all that, and it gives an opportunity to talk to mom and dad without mom and dad having to be focused on 100% on the kid. So it goes a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
Told me about this one time where he came back. He went in one morning, to start the day, and there was he saw one of the toys sitting on his desk with the arm broke off.
Uh-oh.
It's like whenever he left, it was all fine. He started to get a little worried, but there was a piece of paper with some scribbling on it. But come to find out, one of his co-workers, she was working late, had her kid with her, and she was letting him play with it because she knew that he lets kids play with them. So,
Yeah.
and he accidentally broke it.
Uh-oh.
He left a little note apologizing.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh yeah, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it." So it was cute.
Mm-hmm.
That was years ago. Is that going to be an elf or?
So her character is a vampire, and his character is a knight clad in armor, wearing like blue and silver.
Boy, how did they find each other? I'll never know.
Who knows? I couldn't tell you.
That's a story.
They work in the same train. It's like a bunch of trains in this world, and we're in this one train. They all work together, and we're working closely together to stop the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that he overlooked some of his holy, opinions for the sake of working with this vampire, as they call them.
Mm-hmm. It seems like it worked out for him so far.
So
far.
I don't know if I trust vampires, but we'll see. We'll see.
No.
It'd be fun to draw, though. I got the red eyes already. I had to start with those. I said I have to start with the red eyes to make it look menacing.
Dizzy played a couple characters. One was a Dampier, which is a half vampire. The second one was a pure vampire. Don't ask how she convinced me to let her play these things. But I let her. We come up with some unique background story for it. It's the only way I would have let her play it if I, and I gave it the possibility that this vampire could end up being an NPC for me, a villain. She might get a little too evil. We'll see. Depends on her decisions. So I let it go. But yeah, she's kind of keen on playing the vampires.
Interesting. I also enjoy playing a vampire in roleplay. The experience I've had one when I was in Elder Scrolls roleplay forums and stuff like that, doing my type roleplay.
Got Dizzy in the chat here chiming in. Yep, I can hear him. Thank you, Dizzy. You can never know when you might land a gamer girlfriend. Ooh, there you go. Right there. You never know. Reminds me of Agatha, my vampire witch character. That's who I was just talking about. And Agatha is still alive, in fact. Miraculously. No easy task keeping her alive. She is actually undead.
Clear pointed ears or not? No, it doesn't seem to be that way. But I might be able to do pointed ears anyway. I like to do them. This is the reference shot that I'm going off of. These two characters. This one and this one.
So that's the knight and the vamp. There they are.
This one.
Oh, rock and roll. Rock and roll. He's in another world. That's what he is. He don't mind the fangs.
Right? Just some fangs.
Mr. Paladin.
Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Oh, I should give her mouth a little bit of a like opening so you can see her fangs. Yeah. Maybe I just have her fangs slightly parted. Like throw some in there.
Sounds appropriate for vampire. The old pouting lips with fangs jutting out. Yikes.
Are you going to give her the stereotypical pale skin and blood red lips?
She doesn't. She's got pale skin, but not blood red lips in the picture. She's got dark hair tied back in a ponytail. Long eyelashes. I could give her blood red lips. That would be nice. You get the point across. Hey, I'm a vampire.
Is your mic too close to your beard? I keep hearing you moving around, nerdy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Probably is. I can't pull it away. I don't know.
You got that big giant beard going. That's what it is. That's good.
Is it? Can you still hear me?
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
All is well and good.
Yeah, I've got the Rift's World Book 1, Vampire Kingdom. Oh my god, that was freaky.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did, but it just basically made it look. Yeah, that.
Oh,
It's like she's blinking.
I got rid of the
That's so
eyes.
creepy. Stop that! Don't do that!
It's funny.
Drawing of vampire, now all of a sudden it's blinking. Shouldn't be doing that.
I was hiding the layer because I was moving my layers around.
Did you do a picture of Agatha?
Agatha, I don't remember knowing a character.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me look. I gave a picture to Dizzy just recently. Is the one you just did? That wasn't Agatha though, was it? That was
the Asmodean.
Asimar.
Oh, that's right. I don't know why I said Asmodean.
Yeah, that's the Asimar.
Asmar character, so the angel type lady.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought that was Agatha. No. Yeah, Agatha, that's one of those pictures I sent to you. You could try that one. That's the darker one. Yeah, Dizzy, that one that I sent you, that's her picture of Lyra, I guess. Lyra. I think. Yeah, white hair.
The one.
Yeah. now I hear Nerdy Ogre breathing. It's up near your nose now. It's gonna be on your. Got it on your forehead. Oh God!
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
We can't win today, folks. He's gonna have to shave his beard off. What's that?
No, that is a picture from the Vampire Kingdoms. The World Book 1 Vampire Kingdoms. Mm-hmm. It's one of the better ones. This is the cover of it.
Holy smokes! Yeah, rock and roll. Pretty evocative.
That one's. Where's that? That one's here somewhere. Should have just gone one page back.
Karma should see what Agatha looks like at some point. I sent her the picture. She's got it. Buntai.
That's the rock and roll vampire.
Yeah.
You know, punk rocker.
Yeah. Nice. Palladium has some good artwork. They got some good artists there.
Yeah.
Bandai says, "Evening, everyone. How you doing, Bandai?"
Hello.
Dizzy says that was Lyra. Yeah. That picture I sent her. Are there going to be vampires in Kingmaker? I can't remember. Hinting that she wants to play another vampire, of course.
What's Kingmaker?
Kingmaker is an AP for our Pathfinder campaign we're probably going to play. It's going to be a brand new campaign, but Dizzy, that all comes down to whether or not I want a vampire in the campaign. So, I don't know. Well, I'll think about that. I'll think about that. You're going to have to work on a background. What'd you say, Nerdy?
Why wouldn't you want a vampire?
Supposed to be heroes. Vampires are evil. Come on. But, maybe. We'll see. There's got to be something redeeming about the character to allow it in my campaign. If it's a good campaign. Of course, we could play a campaign where everybody's a vampire. Or undead.
Vampire the Masquerade?
Yeah, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Bunty. Was it Bunty? Bunty. I should have chosen a better name. That's okay. That's okay. Bunty it is. Bunty is in the chat today, folks. How do you like that? Dizzy always gets creative. There you go.
Yeah, I agree with you. Vampires are the bad guys. I mean, in my opinion, that's.
Like I said, there's nothing wrong with running a campaign that's based around, say, evil or, nefarious types.
Oh, right.
You could do something like that and it would fit right in, right?
Yeah.
Most of my campaigns tend to be the good guys, the heroes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like those. I mean, now I don't mind the story of, like I don't want to say bad guy, but for lack of a better word, the bad guy, having, like a change of heart story arc. Kind of like Han Solo, he's only in it for himself. He's only in it for the money. He's looking out after number one, and through the course of the story, he's has a change of heart. He comes back and helps save the day.
Yeah.
that's one thing why I liked Star Wars. It's like, now it's like you can go through it and you can see it, and there's like you can sit there and say that the Star, just take Star Wars: New Hope, and you can say it's about each individual, the story arc of each individual. It's like Luke, he has his full story arc where it starts out as a oyster farmer and ends up being the hero of the rebellion, or you could say it's about a little less on the Leia. Most of her time was spent locked up in a cell on the Death Star. It's like Han Solo's he had a full story arc in there. Starts out as a selfish smuggler, only in it for the credits, and it ends up being a rebel hero.
Mm-hmm.
I saw an interview with George Lucas where he said that the original Star Wars trilogy was all about Anakin, and the story of Anakin's redemption. So, and I don't know. I think with the prequel trilogy, they just tried too hard. It's like don't try too hard. Anytime a movie tries to be what it's supposed to be, in my eyes, is a flop. That's why I don't like a lot of comedy movies, because they try to be funny. Like, if you have to try to make a movie funny, it's not funny. I mean, it's just like the old adage, it's like if you have to explain the joke's not funny.
Yeah.
If you have to try to be funny, it's not funny. But,
Good point. Good point. Good point.
Just the ramblings of a schmuck who doesn't know any better.
A nerd. Just a nerd. We're all nerds here. Nerds.
Nerds.
Mm-hmm. This is what nerds talk about. Yeah, there's another base. Let's read some chat here. Don't want to miss the chat. Blah, 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 blah. Evening, everyone. That was Labra. There are going to be some vampires in Kingmaker. Bunty, better name. I always get creative, says Dizzy. You know me. I can't play the constant good guy because, let's be honest, there never is a good guy in fantasy because there's always secrets hidden. There, Dizzy said it right there. There you go. Bunty says, I agree. Being a constant good guy does get boring. I find myself preferring neutrality recently just because of the flexibility. Okay, there you go. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree with Kevin Simbida. I'm probably mispronouncing that last name, but
Sounds right to me,
trying.
Kevin Simbida.
But there's you can't have neutral in a story. You can't have a neutral character in a story. You can't. A character can't make a decision without leaning towards something. Something or other. It's like, so no true. That's why he has. It's like the only hardcore rule that he won't balk against. Is no true neutrals. You can't have them. And because you can't go out on adventure without having some motivation, whether it's for evil purposes or selfish purposes or for good purposes. You're going to lean towards one of them. But yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, not. I mean, playing the you know playing the Boy Scout can get kind of old after a while, but I mean, I would say that that's kind of on that's the game master might have something to might have be an issue there of not presenting some sort of moral dilemma, or either that you're not playing it, because if you're playing a good guy and not facing some sort of moral dilemma, it's like,
Well, let's look at it this way, because the argument here is, playing bad guys. Neutrality in a story, in writing, isn't good. You don't want a character, a main character, that's just neutral all the time. There's no, like you mentioned there, there's no motivation to do either or. It's just this story of someone who's stuck in the middle, mediocre life. There's no heroics with that type of character. Now, you can have neutral characters in the story, but as the main character and the plot line that drives forward, you can have a neutral hero, but there has to be a storyline that drives him one direction or the other. So your story has to drive the character. Now, the other way of looking at this, and this is the way I approach my games, I typically focus on the heroes. Being heroic, the good guys. Not always the good guys. Sometimes it's hard to tell good from bad, but ultimately it feels like a good story, like Lord of the Rings or Dragonlance or any of the great fantasy novels out there. But if you want to bring in an evil character or someone who has the dark side, you can still do that in a good story, a good aligned campaign, where the good guys against the bad guys. Perfect examples would be Elric of Melonbone. Or in some cases, Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons, what's the name of that drow? Dritz de Erden. There's another example. The point here is that if you can bring in a character who's inherently on the dark side, but there's something redeeming about him, that can be brought out in this story, then hell yeah, bring him into the story. The real focus becomes, the story of this character becomes his dilemma. He's fighting evil and good within himself, and that becomes a story. That becomes a motivation. Does he ultimately become evil, or does he find his way into righteousness? But inherently, he is evil. That's a great way to bring a vampire into a story like I'm telling here. And that's what I did with Agatha, who's a vampire.
well, yeah. There's always a way, and that's one of the problems I've had with Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeons and Dragons adjacent games is they've never outlined their alignment system. They've kind of given some examples, but that's kind of blurred. But and that's one thing that's always drawn me towards the Palladium system is they have their alignment system spelled out. It's like, okay, you've got these are good alignments, and this is what this one will do, and these are selfish alignments, and this is what these will do. These are evil alignments. This is what they will do. Now, does that mean that they always have to do that in those things? No, it doesn't. It's like the heroes, the main characters of the story, they should have moral dilemmas. That's one of the things that makes role playing great is the moral dilemmas. Anything ranging from you see a orphanage on fire, you see the guy who set it. Do you chase the guy who set the orphanage on fire, or do you rush in and save the orphanage?
I have a character. I have a character in Kyle's campaign. His name is Scalanis, and he's an elf. But he's not evil, of course, but he's not entirely good either. He's also what's called a forlorn elf, which I'm really role-playing. I'm really bringing out. It's basically, he has a thing where he does not let himself get attached to humans or lesser races, because their lifespans are very short. It's like us, getting really close to a pet. You know,
Yeah.
you kind of hold back on them. So he's got a lot of dilemmas himself because he sees all his friends are human. You know, they're being attacked. The humans in this village were slaughtered, and he's detaching himself with being too concerned. But that's an inner battle within himself. And adding to this interesting character is Dizzy's character, who is also an elf. But she's the opposite of him. She's kind. She cares for the lesser races. She has more feelings for them. And this confuses him because you're an elf. Why do you bother? Why do you bother with them? They're just going to die anyway. That whole thing is going on there between them. Really interesting stuff. I wish Kyle would keep the campaign going.
Well, that's that's an argument that kind of leads into an argument that I have with people about rifts.
Uh-oh.
It's like, well, no, it's like, okay, I don't necessarily agree with coalition's tactics, but I kind of agree with their philosophy. This is Earth. Earth belongs to humans. We play humans because Earth is for humans. It's like, it's like we belong here. We were here first. This is our world. It's like, yeah, but I mean, first of all, one, there have been myths and legends of elves predating. So obviously, these mythical races, dragons, elves, dwarves, all that, they were here on Earth once before. And so, well, yeah, they left, and it's like, okay, but I mean, think about it. An elf at the age of 80 is still considered a child in elvish society.
Yeah.
So at 80, you're venerable. You're at death's door.
Yeah.
You're lucky to have lived this far. In the world of risk, you're lucky to have lived to the ripe old age of 80.
Mm-hmm.
Like you ain't got but a few years, and he's still a child.
Yeah.
He's going to be, it's like he's going to live another 600 years, 1,000 years. So it's like he was born before you got here, and he'll die after your great grandchildren die.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's like, so it's like I put that into it,
Yeah.
and it's like in the world of rifts, it's like that genie's been opened. The genie's been let out of the bottle. You can't get it back in. You will not ever under any circumstances make Earth just for humans again. It's not ever going to happen. Even if you go on a genocidal warpath, even as the coalition builds strength and divide and conquer and all their machinations, they're never ever going to get rid of all the DBs, and the coalition states will fall before there's any hope of any of getting rid of all the DBs and making Earth just for humans.
Yeah.
But I can't get people to see that.
That's another subject where
So yeah, it's like, so
that's another subject where we don't have to get too deep into, but if you're going to play another race that's not human, particularly elves, but also dwarves and halflings, then you should have some idea of what these actual races are like. I call them races because that's what they're always referred to, ancestries.
yeah.
You should have some idea of what you're playing, because the worst thing you could do is treat these other ancestries as nothing more than a human in a skin suit of another creature, or cosplaying. Like if Dizzy plays a vampire, okay, are you just a human? You're just going to play it as a human? Or are you going to be just cosplaying a vampire? Or are you going to take on the mindset of a vampire? The same with elves and dwarves. Are you going to just play a human who's cosplaying as a dwarf? Or are you going to take on the mindset? That's a big deal. And I don't think a lot of players take advantage of the fact that, boy, being an elf is a big deal because, like I said, you live for hundreds of years, over 1,000 years, if not longer. That's going to have a huge impact in how you approach other races and your attitudes towards simple things, mundane things. You're going to be very aloof. Very aloof. You're going to be haughty.
I mean,
Go ahead.
oh yeah, no, I totally agree with you because like I said, um, you befriend a human. Well, guess what? Whenever uh, that human's great grandchildren is dying of old age on his deathbed, you're going to be in your prime.
Dizzy's
So
playing
I mean,
Dizzy's playing an ASMR now. Imagine that. She's got to be angelic. What would that be like? I usually play humans, but I'm having fun with the elf. I'll tell you that. Kyle's funny. He plays, no matter what he plays, he always plays it the same way. And I'm trying to get him to change that up a little bit. But whether he's a dwarf or whether he's a human, he's always got this last man out fighter attitude. He could be playing a wizard and he'd be the last one to leave a battle. That's him though. That's the player. So I'm trying to work
yeah.
with him on that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
He does. He should just stick playing fighters, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think everybody has that problem at some point or other. But just it's like, are you just playing this character as the character is supposed to be, or are you playing the character as you?
Mm-hmm. He plays him.
Somebody
Yeah.
has a good idea. What does that sound?
But then again, you can take that to the far other extreme and become that jerk that's, well, it's what my character would do. Well, your character's a dick. You come up with a new character.
Yeah, that's a cop out.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, to a certain point, it's usable. It's okay to say that. Well, this is what my character would do. But if you're saying it 5, 6, 7 times per session, your character just may be a dick, and you might need a new character.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing about Kyle though. He loves to role play and he really gets into it. And I appreciate that. He role plays it up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's real good.
And at the risk of using another cliche, is because as long as everyone's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're having fun and your fun isn't ruining the fun of others, what do I care? It's not my table.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like one of the first times I ever played Dungeons and Dragons, I played a dwarf fighter, and I didn't know all the tropes. And our party was sneaking through, and we came across this orc camp, and there was there were sentries, just a group of orcs sitting out there, sentries, trying to keep an eye, make sure nobody comes through. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to try and distract them and let the party sneak by. So I go through our stores and I grab a couple of casks of ale. I step out and I'm like, hey guys, you looking for a good party? And I hold up the cask. Well, they attack me. I didn't know that there were issues between orcs and dwarves.
Uh-oh.
So it's like, that's when I learned about the issue. It's like, oh, I didn't know that, or I would have tried a different tactic.
Mm-hmm.
But as it turns out, it's probably something the dwarf would do anyway. It's like, hey boys, let's party.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but I mean, but yeah, I didn't know, but I went with it. You know, and that's
Well, maybe he was around humans too long. Maybe he grew up around humans and didn't have that in his blood and his tradition.
yeah,
You never know. But
yeah, you never know.
that's one way to
It still
explain it.
worked. Yeah, I'm going to have to bail out here in a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
nerdy.
get supper going.
Okay, nerdy, get something to eat, man. I'll be here.
Excuse me.
Be here.
Alrighty. Well, it's been fun, and hope to chat with you soon again.
All right, nerdy. Take care of yourself, man.
Y'all too. Let's get out of here. Alright.
Hit the disconnect button. It's a little red button at the bottom or on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, there we
There's
go.
a little hang up. There he is. He's gone. He figured it out. There you go. Nerdy Ogre has spoken. Did you take notes, Karma?
I did not take notes. I was too busy drawing.
Of course.
Oh, speaking of journal entries,
Uh-oh.
I made some journal entries.
Oh, okay. I'll have to
Couldn't
check
sleep
them
last
out.
night.
I'll have
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely check them out. See what's going on in that mind of yours. What do we got here now? Let's read some chat. Blah blah. Bring Wild Beyond back. Bring back Wild Beyond. Yeah, he will. He is. He mentioned it. He says, I'm having a blast with my fighter character, but I still miss my vampire. That's Agatha. You do? Dizzy says, Kyle goes balls to the walls. Plural here. Balls to the walls. When he roleplays. He does. He does a good job at it. I think all you guys do that. Which is good. Because some people don't. And it's such a drag. Bunty, some real profound thoughts going on in here. Wish I had something to add, but something did strike me when I was thinking about this. It's so easy and it's so hard. Contradictions. To properly play a character. It is. It actually is. I think a lot of players need to really read when they're looking at a role-playing game, and they have the ancestries and or the race or whatever they're calling them. When they describe them right there, make sure you read that, because these are different. They're not humans. These are not humans. If you want to play an elf, or just read that stuff up, learn about it. It'll help your role-playing big time. It's so easy and yet so hard to properly play a character, which sounds like something generic trying to sound profound, but yeah, exactly. That's true. And a lot of players tend to, just look past all that, and they end up playing nothing more than a human who's cosplaying as something else, which kind of sucks. If you're a beginner, I can understand, but eventually, you kind of catch on. That's kind of the fun, right? Playing all these outlandish races. Discovering things as you go. Of course, let's keep in mind this is all just a game, so it's not that important. It's not real. But you're missing out on a lot of the fun. course, this is coming from somebody who's been in role-playing games for over 40 years, so... Observations. Man, have I been in the hobby for 40 plus years? I don't think it's that long. 30 plus years. We'll leave it there. I'll be right back. I gotta clean out my chariot. "40 years, that's pretty impressive." Yeah, it's a little bit longer than I wanted to admit.
That's for sure.
Morning, says Jams. Stew pots and freezer meals recommended. Big Avinga. Not sure what that is. Ooh, silver hair. Yeah, give me like a minute and a half. I gotta run outside and grab something. Karma, you hold down the fort.
Okay.
Camera's on your art there.
Alrighty.
Be right back.
Okay.
I'm back.
That.
James, stew pots and freezer meals recommended. Savings, rather. Dizzy says, I'm just the chopped liver when it comes to holding down the fort. I don't know. Some people find the liver a delicacy. I don't know. That's looking good. Karma.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Oh. Might be time for a break though. I'm starting to get stiff.
Take a break. Take a break. Yeah, that's nice. She got elven ears, or is that just the hair?
The hair, but it's funny that you say that because it did end up giving it a point despite me giving it no point.
Huh.
I'll go with it. Sometimes they're little happy accidents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get some water and some snacks and maybe some coffee, so I'll be right back.
Take a break. I'll be here. How you doing, James? You've been watching some Sisters of Battle lore? I've been watching it non-stop. Ah. These guys are done, so we're going to relax now. We're going to relax now. My work is done today, so we can kind of linger. Do whatever we wish. Oh, I just looked. They're very pretty. Been busy trying to get my old laptop to work. The challenges are many. No exercising. So I got these 6 bases all spackled up. I'm going to let them dry. What I might do tonight, later on tonight, I might wash these tonight. And that means tomorrow when I come on, we could do the final touches, which is going to be the basing. I'm just going to, well, not the basing, the flocking of the bases. And yeah, that'll set me a day ahead of schedule here. If I can flock the bases tomorrow, that's great. The next day would be the flags and highlights to the grass that I do, and that would be it. We'll be finished. So Friday. And we could move on. Nozzle. Why do I know exactly what he means when he says that? Nozzle. This damn thing. It's got a big nozzle that hasn't worked once yet because it's clogged. I gotta boil it. I keep putting it in front of me. James will never know. I'll put it over here. I keep putting it off. Nozzleation. Yeah, I got a whole weekend to boil this. I'll get that done, I think. I'll drop it in my boiling water. Finally got moving this week. No exercising, been busy. Had trouble getting motivated, but after squats and a walk, I feel motivated. Well, congratulations, James. Awesome. James is all set to do some painting now. Had a good conversation with Nerdy Ogre. He was in here for a little bit. He's getting dinner now. Good conversation there. Got Karma in here doing her digital art, which is nice to see. Wow. If I got introduced to role-playing games in 1981, that makes 40 years. That's 42 years. So my introduction was 40 plus years. Holy smokes. But the thing is, I haven't played solid RPGs or anything in the hobby that long. That's solid. So I'd say about 30 years. Wowzers. Gotta shine up that chariot. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk, James? Just needed some night air, says James. That's all he needed. That's all you needed, James. So excellent. Got this done. Damn. Certainly not me. I avoid it. Ah, found the problem. Only 18 gigabytes of storage left. Wow. I had that problem myself not long ago. I had to clean this computer out. There's still something on here that's major that I should probably take off. I only use it for a couple things, but it's a huge program. It's my editing software. I have picture editors, I have audio editor, and I have video editors on my computer. And those three right there are huge, and I seldom use them. I use a different software now. But the thing is, I bought this software and paid a few $100 for it, so I don't want to just get rid of it because I don't have access to it if I do. I don't know what I'd do. I don't even think I have the install files anymore. And I can't get it from the website, you know, where you go on and log in and they show you all your purchases. I can't find it. So if I delete it, I better be sure because I'm probably not going to use it again. Gerbils. Yeah, going backwards. Let's see what's going on in the worldwide internet, shall we? Yeah, I got some Foundry. What else is going on? What can we look up? Give me something to look up. What's interesting to look up? Gerbils? Look up gerbils? I don't want to look up gerbils. Vampires? Is Terry Funk still alive? I don't know what to look up. What's going on in the hobby world? Anything interesting? Let me look at my email. Newsletters. Northwind Adventures. Let's go to Northwind Adventures. Sounds good to me for some role-playing info. Hyperborea. Do, 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 do. What's this? Why is that not working? Can't play the whole thing through. Copyrighted. But it is good. The latest I know of is the Hobby World is a new tabletop RPG from Flights and Fancy. Flights of Fancy? I never heard of that company. I'd have to look up the name of it though. I'm gonna check that out and let me know. Hyperborea 3rd edition, currently out and going strong. I just got a newsletter. I thought it would show up on the page here, but I'm not seeing it. Hyperborea print books are available on the online store. Hyperborea is the premier. Yeah, I know that. What the hell is the... Alright, let me go here and then go to the newsletter and see what's going on there. Northwind Adventures. Oh, they have a bundle of Holding Out, new 3rd edition with weird fantasy tabletop RPG goodies. Humble bundle. Northwind Adventures has partnered with friends of Bundle of Holding to offer an incredible deal on a collection of PDFs. For only $12.95, you can get the Hyperborea 3rd Edition Player's Manual, the 3rd Edition Referee's Manual, and the Atlas of Hyperborea, plus the Late Trapper's Lament Adventure and the Referee's Screen, all as a PDF. The retail price of these amounts to $49, again, as PDFs. That's nearly 75% off. This is a good time to introduce new players to the game, and it supports a wonderful charity. In this case, Millstone Wildlife Center, an organization in New Hampshire that rescues, rehabs, and releases wild animals. 7 days left to take advantage. Probably about 5 right now. Cosmic Horror PDF sale. That's another one going on here. Bunch of other games. Yeah, check out Humble Bundle if you're curious about that. I have all the PDFs. Book of the Month, Flashing Swords by Lynn Carter. Swords and Sorcery goodness. I'm a huge fan of Robert E. Howard, man. He has surpassed Tolkien as a writer. He's my all-time favorite. H.P. Lovecraft is better than him. And I just got introduced to his writings, I think last year, the year before. I've known about him. I've just never taken the time to read his works, particularly the Conan books, or the Conan stories, I should say. And I am in love with it. Just absolutely fantastic. His way of using words to describe action in particular really stands out. I wish I was as gifted as that. Fun to read. Roll table for 2. It's just 2 players. No DM needed. I haven't played yet, but I know it caught my interest since I haven't found my gaming group yet. Take your time. It'll come. Token is a linguist first, I think. Yeah, he is. H.P. Lovecraft, boy, he's another one, but mainly for his content. But Howard, man, he uses words like an artist uses a brush. Makes me want to start writing. All right, so that's all I could garner from Hyperborea. Nothing major going on. Da, 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 da. Ba, ba. Let's check out the Kickstarter for, oh, here's something that was released today for Drakach the Manor. We have, finally, for backers, the CD of music was just released. I won't play it here, but there's a whole bunch of songs for your DoD games, i.e. Dragonbane. Yeah, it's pretty good. I listened to one of the songs today when I crawled out of bed. It's pretty good. It's probably copyrighted, so I couldn't use it in my game sessions that I record, which is unfortunate. But there's some really good tunes in there. Fitting for the fantasy adventure game DoD / Dragonbane. And then there's the other Kickstarter for, what is it? Exalted Funerals Kickstarter? Yeah, let me go over there. Let's go over there and check that out. Dolmenwood. Wow. $1,149,628. Over 8,500 backers. That's pretty good. 16 days to go. Still kind of pricey for me. But again, this right here is what the hobby needs. The hobby world needs for more traditional type gaming, as opposed to 5e or more modern games, including Paizo's Pathfinder. We need more of this. The traditional style of gaming. This is so well done and put together. I think this is going to attract a lot of younger generation gamers because of the quality of product, the visuals, the simplicity, and familiarity folks will have with this. We need more of this out there. This, of course, is a modified version of OSE, slightly tweaked for this setting, which is based on fairy tales, and it's really detailed setting and unique. So I'm a fan of this. I think the lowest tier on here for physical copies is $95. There's no, what are they called? You know, where you unlock new things and it gets added to your tier. What is that called? Well, it doesn't have those. God, I can't think of the name. What are they called? This doesn't have any. But they did throw in additional stuff that's been unlocked. So in a way, yeah, they are using stretch goals. That's what I mean to say. So there's a few. These 4 things at the top, these are essentially stretch goals that they just threw into the basic tier. Get 4 hardback adventure modules originally designed for OSE. You get a book of maps, which I think is hardbound. Actually, the adventures are softback. Oh, no, they're not. They are hardcover. Yeah, free hardcover plus PDF. Yeah. The maps book is softcover. And you get a vinyl of digital music, and they throw in a dice bag. Huzzah! So that's nice. That's a little extra. I think your $95, that tier only gives you the 3 standard cover books. They're hardbacks, but that's it. There's nothing else. Everything else, like the dice, the maps, the stuff I just mentioned. Well, the stuff I just mentioned, you also get with your $95. Those 4 things. But everything else pictured here is purchased as add-ons or given in higher tiers. They're not stretch goals. They're just, this is what you get based on the tier. Stickers, pins. There's some miniatures here of all the character classes. Yeah, nothing exciting if you ask me, but so if you're willing to spend $95 for the hard covers, the physical copies, I mean, yeah, it's not too bad. 8 books. So that's what's going on. If you're interested in that, I'll put the link in here. Copy. Pretty good Kickstarter if you ask me. Boy, look at the size of that link. It's humongous. It's humongous. But that's legit. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it does look nice. The main thing that keeps me from supporting it and getting it is, number one, it's another game. I don't know if I'll ever get around to playing it. I've got so many now. I'm very focused, you know. Number two, it's a little bit steep for me to just buy. That's me, though. I mean, if I did have the money laying around, I'd question whether or not I should buy it, because I don't collect stuff. I buy stuff to play. So am I going to play it? Yeah, I don't know. Once I'm done being Cinderfella, I'll be watching that lore today. Yeah, check it out. I love that stuff. What lore are you talking about? When you said lore, I immediately thought Sisters of Battle. I've been watching that like a maniac. I don't need it, but it looks cool. Yeah. Well, it's got more than enough support right now. I think it's going to be a cool thing that comes out. You know, slowly but surely, we're going to see more games in the traditional sense coming out, becoming available to people. And I think more people, younger generations, are going to get more into this. It's only a matter of time. You know, I'm not worried about it. Because it's just so good. Boy, is this drying. Nice. Oh, Bundy. I'm off. Finally got my laptop to work. I'll drop by again sometime. Yeah, come on back. Join in. Thanks for conversing, Bunty, and welcome to the community. Appreciate it. Awesome. It's always good to see some new faces popping around in the chaticles. I like it. I like it a lot. And it is appreciated. But my painting is done for the day. Almost. I might actually wash them tonight and get that done. That'll give me a day, an extra day into this. Because they're drying pretty quick, so. Kyle's gonna crash, so he's done for the day. Have a good one, Kyle. He just got home from working, so yeah, I don't blame him. Let's switch over, shall we? There we go. How long was I streaming today? 3 hours. Not bad. And it's 8:30. Started late today, James. Late today. Oh, I run out of things to say. I might have to call the stream. I feel bad because Karma's in here taking a break. Oh no. My eyes hurt. Oh. My leg is killing me. Damn. Of course, I'll leave this on the laptop so I remember. Right there. No excuses. I'll forget. I haven't used it in a while. Maybe that's why. I will shortly. Got some Sisters of Battle to put together. I don't know what's next. Got a whole box of them. What do we put together next? I've got a Canoness. I've got 5 more Battle Sisters. I've got some flagellants or whatever they're called. Arcoflagellants. I got 3 walkers. I forget what they're called too. They're a must-have. And I got some other kind of machine with a guy in it. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to do. I know I got to get those walkers done. Only main hobby goal this month is getting some stuff posted off. Cough. George Gush cough. Oh, George Gush rules. Oh, man. That was one of the very first sets of rules I ever had back in the day. And I remember it was so highly regarded. I remember seeing colored pictures and stuff of battles in action. It's like a must-have if you're interested in the era. Alongside Tercio. I don't know. By Tabletop Games. That was the other popular one. That I have. So, side by side, they would be a good addition to the miniatures collection regarding rules. Just looking through the rules, it makes me want to collect and play the era something because the rules are so freaking good. So old school. Order writing and stuff. Good times. I never played them. But I remember I used to write my own rules and stuff, and I'd always be referring to Wargame Research Group stuff because they were so detailed. Excellent references for stats and odds and ratios. That kind of reference. But I never played them. Never played them. One of these days. Boy, I'm a singing mood today. I feel like breaking out in song. Of course, we can't have that. Pow, chicka, pow, pow, pow. All right. I'm going to call the chat, I think. Because I don't know what else to do. I'll let Carmen know. I got to do some things too. So, yeah. Maybe I'll be back. I'll let Carmen know. Don't want to leave her sitting in here by herself. All right, let's get that done. Let me disconnect her, in fact, so she's not in here by herself. There. There we go. Okay, we're all set. All right, James, I'm going to take a break. Well, you guys, thanks for listening in and watching. I'll be back tomorrow for sure. And we'll get back at it and do the final touches on these. Get them based, hopefully. And that's it. Not based, flocked. All right? So, James, thanks for popping in. Karma, everybody. Bunty and all that. Thanks, I appreciate it. We're going to see you tomorrow, so stay tuned for some more nonsense from our part. And I'll talk to you soon. So, folks, you guys hang in there, and you know why? It's only going to get better. And that's the truth. Talk to you soon.